Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice. Well, last episode we took up Trucy's defense with the charge now bumped from involuntary manslaughter to full-out murder. A foreign prosecutor has decided this, one that came from the country of Khura'in. It'll be interesting to go against him in court, but first of all, we gather ourselves a little bit of evidence, try to figure out what's going on with the situation, as we have not found Trucy's notebook in her bag. So where is it? The last thing to have forced to examine in this room is over here. I say we take a look through Mr. Rias's things too. Hey, is that a notebook sticking out from behind his briefcase? You're right. He's practically screaming, "Over here, look at me!" Was it? I didn't see it. Do you think it could be... Oh, wow, Athena! Our hunch was right. It's Trucy's notebook. What's it doing mixing with Mr. Rias's stuff? Good question. I'm a bit interested by that symbol on the front, though it's obviously a Guanamea head. I'm just wondering if that could be something from another language, the way it's written. Kind of reminds me of like a Japanese script in there as a whole. Could it mean something else? Could it have a dual meaning, considering the Khura'in feelings? Or am I just reaching entirely? It's Trucy's ultra important notebook. It was mixed in with Mr. Rias's belongings. It's locked. I guess that means we can't read it. I wonder what kind of secrets are there in there to make her want to lock it. A girl her age needs her privacy. Oh, come on, it's got to be magical secrets. Besides, everybody has a secret or two they don't want others to know about. If there's anything in there about kisses or crushes, I think Mr. Wright would cry. But if Mr. Wright has to accept he's got a growing daughter, well, we've examined just about everything, I think. Looking through other people's stuff was so thrilling. Like I'm doing something naughty. I know what you mean. Just don't go poking around in my things at the office. Why? What do you have to hide? I don't think I like how her eyes lit up all of a sudden. Anyway, we better get this notebook to Trucy. Well, so you say, but we still haven't examined the other room yet, have we? So let us move on to the stage itself. We need to gather a bigger picture of things. I guess we'll start with the centerpiece right there, the dragon that's fallen down, if anything. April 27th, Penrose Theatre stage. Alright, let's get down to investigating, shall we? Just make sure you don't move anything or get in big trouble. I'll get in big trouble, yeah, that's all you care about. Fine, I promise. To only move the things I have to. Well, I have my own investigation to conduct, but let me know if you need anything. It's been a while since we've done the investigating. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's dive right in. You do remember how to do this, right? If you don't, I can give you a quick rundown. Should I have Athena give me a rundown? Oh, come on, you're the senior here, Apollo. I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I've got it all locked away in the vault up here. Well, my vault's all leaky. Good, and I'm sure it'll all come back to me too, as we go along. Wait, wasn't it you who just offered to give me a rundown? Well, she's not going to reply to that. So let's examine. Start with the center. A dragon. There be. This is what they call a set piece. It's a piece of the onstage scenery. He suddenly fell down after the body was revealed, if I remember correctly. Just as the brave heroine screams, the spell on the dragon breaks. Losing its wings, the dragon falls to the ground. That moment marked the collapse of Trucy's magical kingdom. Magic, huh? Yeah, sure. The timing was so perfect, I'd be genuinely surprised if it was magic. Oh, yes, it was way too perfect. Emma, we can examine your back, your legs. I'm going to examine your legs. Emma, can I ask you a question? Shh, this is the best part. She won't even look this way. Ooh, what great prints. Another set for my collection. She, certainly seems to enjoy her work, doesn't she? And what's wrong with that? Well, let's keep looking at things. We have one of these in the office too, don't we? Yeah, that poor magic prop we use as a shelving unit. I'd kind of like to see Trucy perform this trick sometime. Well, we both know you'd be the one in the box if she ever did. I feel bad for the prop, but it can stay a shelving unit in that case. What else can we examine here? Spires. Oh, hey, this is a curtain. I wonder what's behind it. The backstage area. There's magic equipment and stuff like that back there. I'll open it a crack and check it out later. You weren't thinking of opening that curtain, were you? Who, me? Would I ever do a thing like that? Rats. Guess I'll have to ask her to open it for me later. Can you just go around the side of it? Like legitimately? Well done, Apollo. Oh, actually, are we actually behind the curtain or not? No, we're not behind the curtain, but we can see the sword from here. Okay, and the body marker, so we can't see behind the curtain. Well, let's check out this bit of the stage before we go to the backstage. Whatever, foreground, background. We'll check out the foreground. Oh, I've seen something like this before. It's not backstage after all. It's like that game where you stick swords into a barrel until the man inside pops up. It's Pop-Up Pirate. That doesn't sound like any game I've ever heard of. Really? It's pretty famous in Europe. Did you have anything to play with as a kid? What? Wait, do they not have Pop-Up Pirate in America? Is that a thing? Huh? They definitely had it here. I think everyone, old times, Pop-Up Pirate. Ah, oh, so long ago. You know, it's simple Americans. We're happy with just a hoop and a stick. Yes, Pop-Up Pirate, the height of technology. That's how I remember it as. Yes. Alright, well, there's a camera to examine. That video camera is pointed right at the stage. I wonder what it recorded. I want to take a peek, but Emma would... Wow, this residue data is so fascinating. She's so fixated on that bloodstain data. Her eyes are getting bloodshot. Quick, Apollo, while Emma's off in forensics Fantasyland. Let's see what's recorded on the camera. But would it just be the footage that was shown by the news crew in the first place? It is indeed. Right, so time to take some extra observation of this footage. Observation 1. There was a sword when we looked behind the kind of like to the backer part of the stage in that box, but there's no sword there at this point in time. So let's check if there's a sword there now or not at all. But first of all, we saw the shadow go away when Mr. Hat went upwards. That was seen the first way through. Stab happens there. We don't get to see the sword or anything like that. There's no sword. Oh, now there's a sword in there. Did she just put that in there or not? That's a weird way for her to put it away. That seems to have just appeared there out of nowhere. And then Trucy's face. Another shadow goes upwards when this shadow comes down. I mean, when that shadow? That's a gigantic dragon. That's not a shadow. It's the same video we saw on TV where you can't see the body at all. Apollo, did you notice a strange shadow in that footage? No. Why? I don't think it was my imagination, but I'm pretty sure I saw something. A strange shadow, huh? I wonder what it was. Well, is that everything checked out in foreground land? Looks like it. We can't even talk to Emma. Nothing's off stage by the look of it. Let's go round and check out this. There's a sword here. It's covered in blood. Must be the murder weapon. Trucy said she was sure she switched out with the rubber sword. Unfortunately, this one certainly doesn't look like it's made of rubber. Hey, Emma. Were there any fingerprints on the sword? There, of course there's going to be. It's going to be her fingerprints. Let's see. According to my data, no prints were found, but that could be because the culprit wiped them off. Oh, that's more different. You'd expect to find her fingerprints there. Wiping them off actually makes it a bit more worse for us. Kind of think of it, Trucy was wearing gloves during the show, so she certainly wouldn't have left any prints either. It's more about beforehand she would have left prints. Oh, Emma popped back over there. Oh, we didn't even get to check out the circle. Or, you know, the body marking. Something isn't right. It just doesn't make any sense. What's the matter, Apollo? You're making that weird thinking face again. How did what should have been a rubber sword get switched with a metal one? Plus, the timing of that dragon set piece falling down. Wasn't that just a little too convenient? Also, why are the swords sharpened? I wouldn't have a sharpened sword. Something just isn't sitting right. Ground control to Major Apollo. Can you hear me, Major Apollo? Athena. I think I've got it. I think somebody switched Trucy's rubber sword for the metal one. To pin the murder on her. Someone switched the swords. But when could they have done that? When everyone was too busy to notice. Somebody could have switched Trucy's rubber sword for a metal one. Right before the trick, after the set piece fell, or during Trucy's trick. I'd say out of the two... I can't view the footage again? That's what I want to do. I want to view the hilts of the sword, see if there's a difference in coloration or something. For some reason, the gold hilt really stood out on the bloodstained sword. But, again, if there wasn't blood just spurting all over that box, how could that sword be as bloodstained as that? I don't know. I guess even if you put it in a corpse, there's going to be some residual blood, but how long was Mr. Rios dead for? Wouldn't have been that long. There's no blood on the ground. You'd expect there to still be staining, etc. But then that might just be removed to keep it within a certain age rating, hey? Alright, I will say, right before the trick isn't very good, because that means that she's, that would implicate, that would say he stabbed, really. But after the set piece fell, would be the right time. During Trucy's trick would be a bit weird, because Trucy would notice. So it can only be after the set piece fell. After the set piece fell, everybody in the audience was kicked out of the theatre. In the ensuing chaos, somebody could have carried out a cover-up operation. Any one of the stagehands or show personnel could have done it before the police arrived. So what you're saying is... somebody's actively trying to frame Trucy for the crime. Yes, some disgusting individual is trying to get away with murder. So it's someone related to the show. There's definitely a very high chance of that. Now, if we could just figure out who it is... Well, I still haven't checked out everything yet. Let's check out the back of the dragon. Which is just literally a cutout, in a sense. Wow, this dragon's a lot more handmade than I expected. Yeah, well, I can't tell you how many hours I put into that freaking thing. What? You made it? Trucy had me help put it together. As her assistant. She has you wrapped around her little finger, doesn't she? Trucy's smile has some kind of magical power that makes it impossible to say no. Magical Trucy, magical powers. Yeah, I'd be interested to see the tape again, but I'm pretty sure we'll get a copy of it to be able to look at that in the future. Or at least when it's relevant and pertinent, right? So this is the coffin the dead body appeared from. I actually haven't examined that yet. Would you two mind giving me a hand? No sweat. Trucy said the coffin was supposed to be empty when she stabbed it. So how did the victim even get in there? I bet it's a secret door or something. That's usually the thing in these cases. Well, you can actually see that there's something going on in the back here. Anyway, if where he's landed is the front, then what the hell's going on in the back with that kind of it looks like there's a door there? It sure is an oddly shaped thing, isn't it? Who knew it could unfold in something like this? Well, I heard that since it's used for magic tricks, the left and right panels are made to be interchangeable. How that helps with magic tricks, though, I have no idea. I'm sure they make use of it in some way we can't even imagine. That's interesting to say. Should we check out the corpse first? A white outline, huh? So this is where the body was. What exactly did it look like just after the incident occurred, I wonder? Oh, I have a photo of the crime scene. Here you go. That's not a lot of blood for a stab wound. Wow, it looks like we were stabbed in the back. Yes, that's definitely what killed him. What's this thing around his waist? It's a stunt harness. A stunt wire can be attached to it so the person can float and fly through the air. Come to think of it, he did fly in Act 1, didn't he? The crime photo has been added to the court record. However, from the angle of where we were stabbing from, he would be stabbed in the side. Why would he be facing the other way? This is questions. There's something right there. Of course, his body could be orientated that way because it was just crammed in a box. But it fell out forward, didn't it? It did indeed. There's the trapdoor. Wait a minute. It looks like the bottom of the coffin opens too. Oh, a secret door. Let's try opening it. Well, look at that. It seems to lead to someplace under the stage. That's right. It goes to the understage passage. It's pitch black down there. Hold on. I think I see something glowing faintly. It's hard to make anything out from up here. If you try to go down there, the magicians will get mad at you. Apparently, there are things down there that will give away the secrets behind their tricks. Well, that sucks. It's all right there, and we can't even check it out. We're definitely going to have to examine the understage passage at some point, though. Indeed. And also, we know the secret. God, I think just finding the trapdoor reveals the secret, you know. Right, this is the interesting section. Apollo, look! There's a secret door in the back panel of the coffin. Do you think Mr. Rias could have entered the coffin through there? If you could have done it without Trucy noticing, then maybe. It's like two magicians trying to out-magic one another right under each other's noses. Let's see. What else do we need to do on this stage? Emma, did you find any fingerprints on the coffin? Actually, I haven't checked yet. I was going to do that at the end. I like to save the best for last. We aren't exactly talking about dessert here. Oh, but we are. Would you like to partake in my delicious dessert? I don't mind sharing. Oh, yes, please. There's always room for dessert, right? Alright, I guess I'll join you two. So, could you show us how you check for prints, Emma? Sure. Let's start with the basics. As you know, fingerprints are an excellent way of identifying someone. That's because no two people have the same set of fingerprints, not even twins. So if we find any prints on the coffin, they might lead us to the killer. If the culprit was dumb enough to leave prints behind, sure. Let's go ahead and dust for prints now. Let's see. This looks like a promising spot. Try dusting the area with fingerprint powder. Keep tapping the touchscreen until the powder covers the surface thoroughly. When you're done, blow into the mic to get rid of the excess powder. Oh, we're going to have to blow again. Alright. The powder in this bowl is all we have to work with. If you run out, try blowing into the mic. Any excess powder will be returned to the bottle. Alright, I think I'm ready to give it a try. The excess powder will be go there, will it? We really don't have a lot to work with, do we? I didn't blow it! Oh, there's a blow button now. Oh, you could just use the A button whenever I'm talking. It's considering that to be a blow. Blow! See? Let's just dust over here some more. I'll just keep clicking the A button instead. They've changed the mechanic a little bit, at least. How have I not revealed more of this fingerprint yet? Let's try to do this side a bit more. Maybe get a bit more over here. This is a weird handprint at the moment, isn't it? It's more the fact that I'm getting dust on bits over here. Okay, no I'm not. They're not sticking over there. So basically I just need to dust these heavier. Dust this section some more. There we go. I think I also had to blow all the dust off. You found some prints. Looks like the fingers of somebody's left hand. Now let's try comparing these with the ones we have on file. First, touch Analyze the L button to select a print. So even me talking sets off the blow. Next, select the print you want to analyze and touch Confirm. Right. Oh. Well, let's look at it this way. If this were from the left side... this is why the panels being switchable is an interesting point. Right, if this is on the panel that would be facing away from where the stab was, and of course he was stabbed in the back, which now makes him look like he was orientated that way. So we stabbed in the back, his hand was against that, stabbed in the back. Ugh! That's what that's going to make that look like. So that's going to be Mr. Reyes' print if I'm going by that. Well, that's the clearest one. I've got a pretty clear print here. I wonder whose it is. I have the prints of everyone involved in the case right here. Just choose the person whose prints you'd like to compare the sample against. Now this, obviously, is going to be a certain Mr. Reyes. Well, last person who was in the coffin was... Roger Rettins! Definitely. The great Mr. Lias. Took a bit to analyse, but a match has been found. Bingo! Looks like the prints belongs to the deceased, Mr. Lias. Well, if we found prints here, maybe we can find them elsewhere on the coffin too. You're gonna check the other side, are you? Guess I'll try dusting for more prints. So this might be the right hand as well. Yeah, so what we should get... Yeah, I can see where... So we're looking at orientation of the body would be completely the wrong way round due to these prints, right? Because we're going to find a right hand print on this side. Which would mean, if I'm right in saying, that the body, if the hand was up either side at once like this is suggesting, that the body would have been facing towards the back. So it wouldn't have fallen out the way it did. Right? Trying to get too into this already, aren't I? That's going to be our most important print. Let's get a bit more on these. And blow it all. There's nothing more. Oh, still missing some? How am I missing some fingerprints here? Why have I not got strong enough? I definitely blew loads of dust off after all. Can I analyze already? Oh, okay. I just analyze already. I'm expecting it to say, yeah, that's enough. But that's not the point. I can just skip to it. There, I found some. I'll get used to... Why you change your mechanics up slightly? These prints are apparently Mr. Reese's too. Should we try looking for prints on the outside of the coffin now? Yes, let's. So that would orientate him inside the thing on the other side, but of course the sides themselves are switchable. This time you'll be able to rotate the coffin and look at it from different angles. That'll give you a chance to examine it thoroughly. If you ever get stuck or confused, you can always touch reset. Okay, and if I find any prints, I'll choose one to run against your data, just like before. So to be honest, I kind of want to check out, the right hand side is what I'd like to do the most. Now, I want to check the back. Do you think we'll find anything here? Nothing at all. Yeah, this can be a little bit confusing here. Oh, ooh. Hello. What's this? Hello. A full print. Which one shall I analyze? Any of them? I'll look for them up. There, I got a print. Alright, I'll just check it against my data. Huh, that's funny. It doesn't match the prints of anyone involved in this case. Really? None of them? How could that be? Now then, I wonder if I can find any more prints. So there's some kind of special handprint. Is there anything on the bottom? Just randomly blow that. Nothing on the bottom then. Can't find anything there. I guess on the front there's unlikely to be anything, right? Oh my god, this has been taking so long. I've dusted like every inch of this thing. Oh! That's a thing! I found a thing! Oh my goodness! How many minutes have I spent doing this? Right, I see a fingerprint. I see a thing. Oh my god, it was so small on this massive object. I'm blowing all the time at the moment. Right, well, let's just analyze this one. Oh my goodness, that took forever. I found another print. Judging from its position and location, it might have been made when someone put this lid on the coffin. Let's see now. There was one part during the show where someone put this lid on after Trucy had gotten into the coffin. So that would make it. Therefore, this print should belong to un bon de femme. Indeed it does. I mean, just eye scanning, I can see that there's not that many differences. It's not any. Can't 2 people be born across a planet of 7 billion people with an identical print just out of fluke? Looks like the print belongs to that bunny girl. Kind of think of it. She did put the lid on the coffin during the show. That's probably when she left her print on the lid. Oh, that's it. We're done. Oh my goodness, I dusted so much of that. I spent so much time. Looks like that's about all the prints we're going to find. So summing up, the prints we found belong to the victim, Mr. Elias, the bunny assistant Bonnie, and some third unidentified person. But that's strange. We didn't see anybody else up there on the stage during the show. Does this mean some outsider was up there? Somebody unrelated to the show? I guess we can't really say at this point. Well, thank goodness we didn't find any of Trucy's fingerprints, right? Well, that's only because Trucy was wearing gloves. Hey, Emma, there's something else that's been bothering me about the prints. Don't you think there's something odd about Mr. Reyes' prints? Odd? What's odd about them? Well, if Mr. Reyes was standing in the coffin facing forward, he would have left prints like this, right? But when we look at the actual prints, they're facing backwards. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Hey, what do you know? You're right. I wonder how they wound up like that. Maybe he was accidentally facing the wrong way at first, but then turned around later? No, the coffin is much too small for a guy his size to turn around in. About all he would have been able to manage is maybe a little bit of twisting. Then it really doesn't make any sense, does it? I think I might have hit on something major here. Oh, I have just one more question, Emma. Oh yeah? What is it? Mr. Reyes was stabbed in the back, right? But if he was standing in the coffin like this, how would that have worked? Oh right, that. The lead prosecutor has an explanation, actually. He thought that the victim might have tried to dodge the sword as it came into the coffin. So maybe he twisted his body and the sword ended up stabbing him in the back. That's his theory anyway. I see. I guess that sounds plausible. I'm sure the sword actual wound inside him would have a different path than due to it. Or would have a telling path due to it. But the fingerprinting results have been added to the court record. A set of unknown prints is the interesting fact. Well, I guess that about wraps up our investigation of the stage. Actually, there's still the area behind that curtain. Don't you want to know what's back there? Sure do, but Emma told us not to move or touch anything, remember? Would you quit staring at me? Fine, I'll go open it for you. Wow, look at you, flaunting your lady killer eyes. I have my ways. I'm only doing this so I won't get charged with animal abuse for not throwing you a bone. I guess puppy eyes can be just as effective. Alright, I'll be back. Well, go on and investigate to your heart's content. But before you go moving anything... I know, we'll be sure to ask first. Oh, by the way, just examine the backstage to move to the area beyond the curtain. Okay, time to get investigating. The question I have, though, is couldn't we just walk through the curtain? Well, it's not that hard. Or rolled under it. It wouldn't have obstructed us that much. So examine the backstage, you say, is in there. Seeing the stage this way kind of breaks the illusion, doesn't it? It just goes to show that some things are better left unseen. Oh, listen to you, sounding all grown up and stuff. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll have some cynical one-liners of your own someday too. Oh boy, I can't wait. Anyway, on to more pressing matters. Let's go examine the backstage area. Alright, well this is an interesting area. Why have we got guillotines? There's the understage over here too. Buckets, brushes, a brush that's impaled on the thing there? What the is that about? Well, we'll investigate all this area, which seems to be very interesting indeed. Next time on Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice, where we've done a little bit of investigating. I've dusted for prints for quite a few more minutes than you would have seen on video, that's for sure. Man, that was horrendous trying to find that print. Oh my goodness. But we're getting evidence, we're gathering it up in the defense of Madame Trucy Wright. Can we solve this case before trial? Let's find out next time. I'll see you guys around. Bye-bye.